Hello, welcome back to the channel. I just thought that I would have a quick chat about Oliver Glasner. My name is Stephen Dawes, this is Palace of the Core. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest Crystal Palace news, views and reviews. And there has been, shall we say, growing negativity against Oliver Glasner in social media. And I can understand why. We haven't had a very good start to the season at all. We've got a few points on the board. We've worked hard on a few games. We've certainly been resilient in a number of games. But it's not going the way that I think people wanted it to go or expected it to go after last season. And I thought that I would have a quick think about it and think about what could possibly be the reason for it. Now, we've got virtually everyone fit now. We've got Franca who is fit, he's just not quite back yet. Chalobah, similar situation, he's fit, he's just not in the squad yet. So we've got pretty much everyone back. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I think when Doucouré comes back, I think that will make a huge difference. I really do. I think when he comes back, he'll be in the middle, probably with Walton, and I think that will solidify our midfield a huge amount. I think, you can't, I don't think you can overestimate how important Doucouré is in the middle for us. So I think when he comes back, I think we will see a change. But there are some people who are saying, well, we haven't addressed the Elise issue, which was that we didn't replace him. And I think, Elise was and he is an amazing player, and he's shown how good he is going to Bayern Munich. He's blossomed at Bayern Munich. And he's really come on leaps and bounds. So yes, of course we're going to miss a talent like that in the team. I don't think that we are, as we were under Zaha, I don't think we're a one-trick pony in terms of relying on him. I don't think that we relied on him overly. And in terms of replacing him, how can you replace someone like Michael Elise? I mean, if you want to get someone with a proven track record, that's going to cost you a huge amount of money, which we're not going to spend. And if you want to get someone from the lower leagues, Dougie Freedman does a good job. He brings in some good talent. But it must be getting more difficult now, because I'm sure, if I was a scout or if I was a manager of a different club, and I heard through the grapevine that Dougie Freedman was looking at a player in one of the lower leagues, I would be hightailing it down there to look at him myself with an intention to possibly poach him, because Dougie Freedman and his team know what they're looking at. They know a talented player when they see one. So, and they've made a lot of very good appointments, which is why Newcastle wanted to get hold of him so badly. So it must be more difficult now for Dougie Freedman to get the player he wants, because I'm sure that as soon as he has an interest, it must be floods of scouts going down there checking him out as well. So I think that's one issue as to perhaps why he hasn't found as many good players as he has in the past. I mean, he found Walton, who's an amazing player. And I think that I did address in the previous video about us being found out in terms of tactical situations. And in a couple of games this season, Oliver Glasner has managed to change it around. He's managed to change formation. He's managed to bring players on who can change the game for us in some way. It didn't happen against Everton. And I think that probably because Everton maintained that high intensity to the end of the game. So they were kind of putting us off out, trying to get into any kind of rhythm and any kind of flow. And so that's my concern, is the fact that it's a little bit like Roy Hodgson was before that. Would go behind and then they would try to catch up afterwards. Whereas, we need to be, although we did take the lead against Everton, we need to be able to be a bit more proactive, kill the game off. We need to put the ball in the back of the net, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that Oliver Glasner knows what he's doing. I mean, a lot of people are saying maybe he's been found out. I don't think he's a bad coach at all. I think he's actually a very good, smart coach. I just think there's something not quite working, and maybe it's because he doesn't know his best 11 yet. Maybe it's as simple as having Doucouré in the middle. Maybe that's the missing link for us. I don't know. But I think that part of it I think is Kamada. I don't think that he is playing in a very good position where he's being put at the moment. I don't think he's a central midfield holding player at all. I think part of it is that. I think part of it might be a bit of JP, because he did say when he was asked why he's not doing the corner kick flacks anymore, he said, well, you know, I'm in the middle of negotiations and I just didn't feel it was right, or something like that, to the effect that, you know, he's in the middle of negotiations, he doesn't feel like he wants to celebrate in that way at the moment and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's perhaps not giving everything he could possibly give, because I know that he can score good goals, and he has scored goals this season, but maybe he's, you know, could he be reining it in a little bit, perhaps? I mean, he does tend to do that sometimes. He's had good spells when he's coming up to his contract renewal, and then he kind of drops off a little bit again. So anyway, that's just my opinion anyway. So, and I'm not entirely sure that we are a club that can be that progressive in terms of our tactics. And I say that because every time, well, it seems to be every time, we get a manager that wants to do things a bit different, it never works out for us. You know, and it's happened with managers in the past, where, you know, we have a good season and then they try and tinker, try and tweak it, try and make us a bit more progressive, and it doesn't work, regardless of who the players are. And I really don't know why that is, but it seems to be an issue with us. So, you know, maybe this way that we're playing just isn't working for us. Maybe we just aren't able to accommodate it in the way that Oliver Glasner wants us to. You know, maybe the players just aren't grasping it. And so, you know, and you can see that because we pass the ball backwards. As soon as we get a little bit nervous, we start passing the ball back to the keeper. But when we're confident, we don't. We pass it forward. We go forward with the ball. But as soon as we get a little bit nervous, back it goes. And Oliver Glasner has spoken about that as well. He said that he doesn't want us to go back so often. But I think it's a bit of a reaction, a bit of a reflex to the team. When things start going a bit funny, they go backwards. So I don't think we'll help ourselves in that situation. I'm hoping that Oliver Glasner can sort it out. I read an article that said that he is going to be given time. Obviously, read into that whatever you want, but he's going to be given time to turn it around. I'm just wondering how much time he's going to be given, because you know, now we've got practically every player back apart from, you know, Doucouré, and he's not far away. And I know Chaddy had is going to be out for a long period of time, but I don't think he would make that much of a difference. We'll have to wait and see. When we get Trevor Chalobah and Doucouré in, I think then we will know, because at that point we will have probably the best team we're going to have. And if we can't win games with those two in there in some capacity, then I would be concerned. But I would be inclined to wait until we get Doucouré and Chalobah in that team and see then how we perform. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think about the whole situation regarding Oliver Glasner. Are you prepared to give him a bit more time, or do you think that actually Steve Harris should be thinking about pulling the trigger right now? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you next time.